What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Spot Show Podcast, an independent wrestling podcast with a few pit stops along the way. Hi, how's everyone doing? You know me. I am your host, Jim Minton, Dickie Wabash, and I am joined, as always, by the... Hang on, wait a minute. No, I just noticed something about you that is very unsettling.
What?
I'm joined, as always, by the one-legged wonder, Michael Madrox. You are wearing a Nintendo shirt.
Yeah, brother.
You have always been a notorious Nintendo hater.
I've never hated it. I've just always been a Sega and PlayStation kid.
You always no, I don't want to hear that because you always give me such a hard time because I'm a Nintendo guy and you were like, oh, Dickie had to go get the Switch too. It's
because of the fucking Switch.
But there you go. Like, that's the main Nintendo console. So how are you going to sit here owning a fireworks stand and say that you are like, it's like, oh, Nintendo's fine. And then you just immediately go out of your way to attack it. You're a hypocrite. Did you like that segue? I didn't even intend on that segue. I didn't intend on that one. That one just kind of came up. But no, let's air some grievances right now. You are a hypocrite because I think that you just pick and choose. You're also the type that would do this and tell me that I am wrong. And our loyal listeners know enough about you and know enough about your personality that they know that I am 100% right about this. This is what Michael Madrox would do because he's doing it right now. Michael Madrox would be the type to be like, oh, Nintendo's terrible. I hate Nintendo. I'm just using this as an example. Oh, Nintendo's awful. It's stupid. Why would anyone like Nintendo? And then 3 months later, he would show up. Hey, did you guys see my new Switch 2? And then it would just be like, yeah, what are you going to do? Like, that's what you do is that you
want the real backstory?
Yes.
Clearance at JCPenney for $1. Bam.
Well, then there you go. There you go. That's really all you need in the grand scheme of things.
The only Nintendo game I liked was Day of Reckoning and Donkey Kong Country.
Donkey Kong Country is goated. And
the 64 wrestling games. Can't forget those.
We've talked about the Nintendo 64 wrestling games, and I think that No Mercy is one of the most overrated games in the history of video games. I'm sorry, it just is.
WCW
it just is
better.
WCW and WO Revenge is better. It's a better video game. It is.
And Ravens on the cover.
I truly don't understand why people love No Mercy so much. Like, at the time, I can see why people would have liked it. But then to look at it and see how we've had so much more advancements in wrestling video games, to say that it's still one of the best, no, you're absolutely wrong on that one. It isn't.
The thing with No Mercy was they had to compare it to, like, the Attitude game. And if you're comparing No Mercy to that, like, anything's fucking better than that shit.
Which I understand your point there, but the point that I am making here is that they are comparing it to more modern games.
Yeah.
The best WWE wrestling game, and I've said this before, it was probably 2 years ago that I made this as
with Jared Savage.
It was with Jared Savage, and I've probably said it before. The best WWE wrestling game is SmackDown Here Comes the Pain.
Yep.
It is. It's simply put. It is so much better than No Mercy. I don't get the love for No Mercy. I get how there's like this big modding community behind it now, like where they've modded in like modern wrestlers. But no, we're talking base game. That game is not good. That game is not good. Sorry, it's just not. Hot takes for days.
For
those of you, what's up?
Rumble Roses is better than No Mercy.
Never played Rumble Roses.
Really?
Never did. Can't say that I did.
Gotta get it for you.
For those of you that don't know, this is, of course, the Spot Show Podcast. Each and every week, Michael Madrox and I get together and we talk about the wacky world of professional wrestling and everything in between, including video games. If you like what we're doing here, you can, of course, go on over to patreon.com/MadBash Studios. Back us at the $5 and above tier, and you're going to get this show and all of our other content and some exclusive stuff early and ad-free. That is the best way that you can keep the microphones on and the envelopes full. But that is not the only way that you can support us. It absolutely is not. You can go to MadBashStudios.com. There you're going to find links to all of our social media. Go like us on Facebook. Go subscribe to us on YouTube. Go to your favorite podcasting platform. Leave us a 5-star written review. Let them know that you enjoy what we are doing here. That is what's going to help us beat the almighty algorithm. That is what's going to get more eyes on us. That is what's going to help grow the product that you love so much. You love it as much as we do, man. You love it as much as we do. We've got some plug skis and upcoming dates. Let's get into some plug skis. Speaking of the Patreon, you can go on over right now at the $10 tier, our brand new, kind of brand new. We brought it back. It was old, but we revamped it. Big Stupid Popcorn is now available on the $10 tier, both in audio and video. Basically, what we do is every month we get together, we watch a movie starring a wrestler, and we review it. This pilot episode, this first episode, is, of course, The Scorpion King. Live free, Madrox.
Die well.
You can check that out over on the $10 tier at patreon.com/MadBash Studios. Some upcoming dates for you. Third week of July, the 19th and the 20th, we have got a double shot weekend. July 19th, you can see us in Odin, Indiana for Elite Pro Wrestling. We are going to be there. It is going to be a hell of a time. You can find us in the commentary booth. More information on that, eliteprofessionalwrestling.com or EPW, Elite Pro Wrestling on Facebook. And then July 20th, MadBash Wrestling makes its way back into the Danville territory. MadBash Wrestling presents nothing personal. It's just business. We have got a huge night of action for you. Big one, the big main event. The big main event, that three-way dance, man. Colby Jack is going to be defending the MadBash Wrestling Championship against Devontae Knox and Dalton Davis. But we have got some breaking news here for you. That is not the only championship match that is going to be contested with 3 competitors, because Zach Abstract will be defending the Baja World Championship in a Baja Blitz match against cutthroat Kenny Calix and the grizzled veteran Oliver Kane. But Madrox, I hear you thinking, what is a Baja Blitz match?
I wonder.
It's very simple. Basically, in order to win the match, you have to pin both opponents. So there are going to be multiple pinfalls that take place during this match. It's not elimination, it's double victory. You got to basically pin both opponents in order to win this match. So if Zach Abstract wants to retain that belt, he's got to pin not only Kenny Calix, he's got to also pin Oliver Kane. If
You
Kenny
gotta be better
Calix,
than both men in the match, man. It's that simple.
it's pretty simple. Most triple threat matches are one fall to a finish. Or it's a 3-way dance where it's elimination, like you're going to see at the MadBash Wrestling Championship. Not this one. This is a Baja Blitz match, brother. We've also got some other news for you. The face collector, Jared Savage, makes his return to MadBash Wrestling. He will be in action. Also, we have got Jason Levi versus Quest Parker. And then brought to you by our friends at New Version Wrestling, Jimmy Carrot versus Kai Faden. Going to be a fun night of wrestling in Danville.
That's a stacked card too.
That's a stacked card, and there's more matches to come, brother. There's more matches to come. Stay glued to the spot show. Stay glued to the event page. Nothing personal. It's just business. Or MadBash Studios on Facebook. And of course, this episode is brought to you by Elite Pro Wrestling and Venom Energy. But you're going to hear a little bit more about them later, because we've got some business that we need to attend to. Nothing personal. It's just business. You see what I did there? So I have a couple of things that it all in my head. It all kind of ties in together here. There has been, and maybe it's not as big of a debate as I think it is. I've seen it a couple of places. In regards to old Pepsi Phil CM Punk.
Well, it's big in the IWC, let's put it that way.
But for how long, though, is what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it was, but I'm not really seeing much more about it.
I think it died off quick.
very quick. And we're going to get into why I think that is. We're going to give our opinions on this matter.
Okay.
CM Punk, a couple of years ago, however many years ago it was, I don't remember what year it was specifically. CM Punk, Miz tweet. Miz Saudi tweet. When was the exact tweet posted? I think it was in it was before he was in AEW.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Oh no, he was still in AEW. Or no, wait a minute, where was he? I don't know. There's no date to it. Oh yeah, it was in 2020 is when he said this. So basically, Miz threw a jab at CM Punk, and we have established a long time ago, many of us have established that, look, if you're a CM Punk fan, you're probably not going to like this podcast. I'm sorry. I love CM Punk. He's in my top 10 of all time. Always has been, always will be. He's very good. But I think a major issue with CM Punk is that he has a very fragile ego. I've always felt that about Punk. I've said that from the very beginning. You know, when he his whole problem with why he left WWE, it was because his little ego was hurt because I'm not the main event. And it caused all these issues. And I think that if you look at what has happened, or what happened rather in AEW, I think a lot of it was his fragile ego got the better of him. Now, I have been very vocal about what happened in AEW with CM Punk. I think both parties are very much at fault. And I think CM Punk is just a little bit more at fault than the Bucks and Kenny Omega in that whole situation. Ultimately, I think Hangman Page is to blame for it. But again, if CM Punk didn't have such a fragile little ego, then I
Colt Cabana.
In a weird way, yeah, it actually is because of Colt Cabana. So back to the point here, Miz throws a jab at CM Punk and is like, sorry, I didn't change the culture, which was, of course, when you think you have all the answers, I changed the culture, which was so cringe when Punk did that. So then CM Punk tweeted, and I quote, "Go suck a blood money covered dick in Saudi Arabia, you fucking dork." Fast forward 5 years, 5.5 years, CM Punk is wrestling in Saudi Arabia. Now, a big question has been raised by a lot of people. And some people say that it's not even a question. They're saying it as an absolute fact. But I'm going to propose the question right now. And I feel like I already know your answer. I know my answer. So I'm just going to ask you right now, Madrox. And I want you to elaborate on why you think the way that you do on this. Is CM Punk a hypocrite?
Absolutely.
All right.
There's no way around it, man. Like, he said what he said, and he held on to that statement and didn't apologize publicly for 5.5 years. And then he gets the chance to get paid millions of dollars to go there. And then the day of the show, he decides, oh, I'm going to apologize to the whole country.
Yeah. You and I are in agreement here. CM Punk is absolutely a hypocrite.
I guarantee there would be no apology and nothing if the shit in AEW wouldn't have happened and he never came back to WWE. He wouldn't have gave two flying fucks, never apologized, stood on his ground.
Never would have. Now, I want to preface a lot of what I'm about to say here with this. I respect that CM Punk does the things that he does. Wearing the social cause shirts in towns where they might oppose how he feels. This is not meant to be a political discussion. That's nowhere near what we're trying to do here. Let's just get this out of the way right now. MadBash Wrestling stands with LGBTQ plus rights. MadBash Wrestling stands with all these social causes. We understand that. Props to CM Punk for doing what he is doing, where he will wear the pro-trans shirt going out in Texas, or, anti-gun law shirts, or whatever that. That's cool that he's making those statements. Good for him. Good for you for believing your cause and doing that.
Believing you're the voice of the voiceless.
However, there is nothing outwardly wrong with him doing that. I respect that he's doing it. But there's a big but here. He very clearly believed in the cause that Saudi Arabia was blood money, which it is. And then he went against it. And he sold out in what many people consider selling out.
That's complete sellout.
So here's where there is a major problem with this that I have. Recently, I rewatched my favorite documentary series, The Last Dance. I watch it yearly. It's so good. If you guys have not seen The Last Dance, even if you are not basketball fans, watch this docuseries. It is so goddamn good. They talk about Michael Jordan caused a huge stir when he was asked to endorse a Democratic black candidate for Senate or a governor. It was something. Please forgive me for not remembering. And he didn't do it. And he was quoted as saying, hey, Republicans buy sneakers too. So then people were thinking, oh, he's all about the almighty dollar and he doesn't care about his social causes, blah, 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 blah. Here's where the major problem of all this comes in. I do not blame the people that make these statements, that then go back on their word, that then do these things. My major issue is with the fans that put these people up on a pedestal and hero worship. This is all hero worship run amok.
It's tribalism as well.
In a certain
everyone
yes.
talks about like WWE tribalism. No, it's your favorite superstar tribalism.
Yeah, because all
Devin
these
Quinn somewhere right now is throwing a fucking tantrum on his bedroom floor. I know that just from listening to this fucking podcast.
He doesn't listen to it. He probably doesn't listen to the
not
podcast
anymore because we already pissed him off about the CM Punk shit.
Yeah, just don't show up to shows drunk.
Yeah.
Or rather show up to the show and then get drunk. Yeah, I will agree with you on that one, man. Is that it? But it's tribalism mixed with hero worship, because it's like, we're pro CM Punk. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. I got news for you. Here's the thing. I'm a big CM Punk fan, huge CM Punk fan. I will still sit here, though, and call him a hypocrite. That doesn't make me wrong. It doesn't. It's called having an opinion. And you go back to these fragile ego fans who are just as fragile as CM Punk. I think CM Punk is a fragile man. I stand by this. I think I've done a good job of proving my point that, like, I'm a Punk fan. None of this is taken away. You can be critical, okay, of the people that you like, and that doesn't make it wrong. You can be very critical of the people. And if anything, that makes you more of a fan, because you are able to objectively look at them instead of subjectively looking at them.
Yeah. You don't have to hang on every fucking word and thread these people say or do in their own lives.
And like I said, it's cool that Punk believes in these causes and he wears the shirts that he wears or says the things that he says. That's very cool. That's very cool that he does that. There needs to be more of that. but you can't have it both ways. You simply cannot. I am not saying that CM Punk believes in trans rights, anti-gun, anti-abortion, I'm not saying that he doesn't believe in that stuff. He absolutely does. And maybe at a time he did believe that it was wrong to go over to Saudi Arabia, but then he went and did it. So come on. What are we doing here?
Okay, I want to put you in Punk's shoes, though.
Put me in Punk's shoes, brother, please, because he wears some nice Jordan 1s.
Would you do it?
Yeah, I would.
Exactly. And anybody who says they wouldn't, they're a damn liar.
Why are... I was going to ask the question, but I'm going to answer the question because I already have the answer in my head because it just popped in my head. The problem is it's because of Punk and the way that he stands on social causes that so many people are going after him. Why is he the one wrong for doing it? Why is it him? Why is nobody speaking out about any of the other people that do it? You know, it kind of goes back to whenever John Cena got in trouble over the China and Singapore thing where I think it was Singapore. Again, I don't know geopolitical shit. So like this is just showing right now that I just don't even really know what I'm talking about.
All you need to know, Dickie Wabash, is Vader got arrested in Kuwait.
Yeah.
That's
You think that's
the whole story. You think that's fake?
It was Taiwan. So China doesn't recognize that Taiwan is a country. They think it's this whole big thing. And Cena referred to Taiwan as a country in China. And that pissed a bunch of people off. And so then Cena had to make an apology to China. And basically what he did was proved that at our core, the almighty dollar is always what is going to win this. I remember someone when Lita went and wrestled Becky Lynch in Saudi. I thought Lita was better than this. And I don't remember who the person was. It was someone not important. But they were on this whole rant about, I thought Lita was better, blah, 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 blah. What you failed to recognize is how many fucking zeros were on that paycheck, brother. And that's what it is. The almighty dollar is always going to win. It simply is. So, with that being said,
everybody's got a price, brother.
The $1 Million Man said it best. And I know this is probably the most polarizing podcast that we have ever done. I understand that. And I'm not going to sit here and grovel and like plead my case of the causes that I believe in or don't believe in or whatever. I'm not trying to get political here by any stretch.
I don't believe my baloney has a first name, damn it.
Dude, Oscar Mayer has a way with BOLOGNA. That's
they do, but I don't believe my baloney has a first name.
Yeah, doesn't have one. Ultimately, what this comes down to is you can not respect CM Punk for doing what he did. Okay, go right ahead. But either all of it's okay or none of it is okay. If you're going to be mad at CM Punk because he went over to Saudi Arabia, then be mad at John Cena. Be mad at Sami Zayn. Be mad at Karrion Kross. Be mad at the women who are going over there and wrestling, even though, look, I think it's horseshit that they're going over there because of, again, it's blood money. It's a very, very demeaning towards women culture. It is what it is. But that is not to say that if offered the money, I wouldn't go over there, dude. Money talks. And I'm not just talking about the movie. Money, simply put, talks. And that doesn't make it okay. Some of you might think that it makes it worse. And that's fine. But to go back to Cena, I think the thing that makes the Cena situation a little bit better, because he got a lot of shit when he apologized to China. The difference with Cena is that he never publicly went out and made a comment and was like pro this, and then all of a sudden was anti this just because of the paycheck, you know. But the big question remains, is Punk a hypocrite? And the answer, yeah, he's a hypocrite because he went against what he said. And if you want to fault him for that, by all means. But if you want to really look at it, you got to look at how you perceive Punk in general. If you really don't like CM Punk, then don't buy his fucking shirts. Boo him when he's in the building. Don't support him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is okay. It is, and that's the one thing that I want people to walk away from with this. It is okay to not agree with everything that the people that you like and dislike. Simply put.
Are you trying to tell people to be their own fucking person?
Oh my God, such a novel concept, Madrox, that you can be your own person. It's crazy, right? And you can form your own opinions. It's weird.
2025. We can't do that anymore.
But can we, though? I think we can. I think we can. Look, here's the thing, too. You know, and I'm trying to think of a good example of someone. I have been very good in my life of separating the art from the artist. I always have been. Unless it's something fucking egregious that they do. Like, I'm not really too big of a Drake fan, so I'm not going to go on my way to listen to Drake's music, but it's like, if it comes on, I'll be like, yeah, I'll listen to it, but it's like, he's kind of a piece of shit. Or R. Kelly, for example, or all this other stuff. So I'm not going to let it completely ruin me. Do I like the WWE goes over to Saudi? No, I don't. But I know why they do it. It's because of the money. The money that they make is redonkulous. And I understand the thought process behind it. So I maybe label me a hypocrite, but I don't think I'm a hypocrite because I'm telling you right now, it's like, yeah, I don't like it, but that doesn't mean that I can't watch it.
I got two things to bring up real quick.
Please.
Number one, have you seen the viral videos of Punk in Saudi pushing the kid away?
Yes.
How do you feel about that one?
I don't like that because Punk claims to be a man of the people and he's pushing this kid away. It's like, come on. I will say this. When I met CM Punk, he was a very nice guy. He was an incredibly nice guy. But that was in 2022 or whenever that was.
And he was paid to be there to meet you.
And he was paid to be there to meet me. I am very aware of that, yes.
Yes. And number two, I personally love when they go to Saudi Arabia, especially these past 2 years.
Is it because of a certain competition that might be going on?
I think it's called a PLE.
PLE draft.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're going to get into that here in a few. But yeah, so let's talk about the pushing of the fan video. Like, I get it.
We don't know what kind of context was going on right then and there either.
We don't know context. Punk has also been a very vocal guy of like, don't bother me in public. But this kid didn't appear to be one of these creeps that hang out at airports and wait to sign autos. You know what I mean? He just seemed like I think with kids, you kind of gotta give a little bit of leeway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it is what it is. But
I personally would never push a kid away.
No, me either. Unless they are just insanely really annoying.
Excuse me.
But so the hypocrite conversation is going to continue because I'm going to look inward.
Oh,
we're going to look inward on some things. And we're also going to break down Night of Champions from the PLE Fantasy Draft after we hear a word from our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by Elite Pro Wrestling. We all love live entertainment, right? We all love live wrestling, right? Well, what if I told you that there is a place that combines the entertainment and the wrestling live that we all love? Look no further than Elite Pro Wrestling. Whether it's in person in Odin, Indiana, or Washington, Indiana, or if you check them out on YouTube, Elite Pro Wrestling guarantees a quality show that allows them to live up to the name Elite. If you're feeling generous, go ahead and check them out on Patreon as well. If you back them, you're going to get early access to all of their shows before they hit YouTube. Again, check out EliteProfessionalWrestling.com. This episode is brought to you by Venom Energy. Hey, we've all been there, and there's nothing wrong with admitting to it. Well, what I mean is that we've all hit that midday slump, and we all need a little push to get us through the rest of the day. Well, what better option to give you a pick-me-up than one of the wonderful flavors of Venom Energy? Venom is what gets MadBash through those long show days, and we know that it can do the same for you. I'm going to sweeten the pot a little bit for you, too. Yeah, come to our merch table when you see us at a show, and with the purchase of a MadBash Wrestling sticker or magnet, you get a Venom Energy drink on us. While supplies last, of course, so you better act quick. We'd like to thank Venom again for sponsoring this episode. Please consume responsibly. Not recommended for children under 18, pregnant or nursing women, or people sensitive to caffeine.
So the problem, and this falls on me completely, I don't remember which paid show this conversation took place on, because I'm bad at, I don't name like paid shows, specific
I think it was
things.
3 or 4 paid shows ago.
Oh no, it was way longer than that, dude.
Was it?
You know the New Wave conversation?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, brother, that was months ago, dude.
Was it?
That was months ago. I'm actually trying to find it right now. Don't try to use your witchcraft on me to make me think that it was
I'm
anything
sorry,
different.
man.
Yeah.
I'm not acting.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it right now. Want to hear? Nope, that's after me and Clayton did that. Hot off. Nope, that's April Fools. It was before, dude. It was before you got sick with your eye. It was a long time ago. Yes, it absolutely was.
Are you talking about the one where we first buried them?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was like paid show 1 or 2.
No, it wasn't. No. It was whenever they announced their comeback.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't matter. Point is, so we have been very vocal about our relationship with New Wave Pro.
The old management.
And what now?
The old management.
The old management. We made it a point. Okay, so in December is when we had the conversation. It was paid show 55. So for those of you on Patreon, go listen to paid show 55 for some context. New Wave Pro left, and it was gone under some. Let me also throw the allegedly out there. I'm not going to go into full details here, but New Wave Pro left. It was gone, and we were like, in a lot of ways, honestly, we were like, good riddance. So then it gets announced that it's coming back, right? And we come on the Spot Show podcast, and we wax poetic, and we make it up. It's like, oh, they're coming back under new management. And then we proceeded for 36 minutes, mostly me, to lay into and bury the company behind a paywall. I have been called out before for how it's easy to say this stuff behind a paywall and to say, I'm not going to name names. So let's get it out there. We were extended an invitation to New Wave Pro
By somebody we actually like.
by someone that we actually like. I'm not truly because I'm not trying to cop out. I'm not trying to do any of that. I truly just don't want to say his name.
Checks.
But he's a very, very good guy.
Yes.
He reaches out to you specifically and then reaches out to me. And he's like, hey, guys, I paid for you guys a table at New Wave. Now, this guy doesn't fully understand the major issues that we have had with this place. Just simply does not. So we had a very long conversation. We really did. And we were like, do we want to go?
It was a phone conversation too, if that tells you how serious it was.
Yeah. And we kept it kayfabe. We kept it under wraps. Then on the paid show that we had with Reb and Menders like a month ago, after April Fool's, it was whenever it was something. It wasn't. It was before Sandman. We dropped the news on paid show. We were like, hey, we're going to be at New Wave Pro. We're going to be there selling merch. Now, I have been very vocal. You have been very vocal. If anyone asks me, I don't go out of my way.
No.
I will tell them my thoughts on the original run of New Wave Pro. And the only reason that I agreed to go was because under new management. Now, this was very much a testing of the waters. Just let's give them the benefit of a doubt. Let's just see how it goes. Maybe this can be a working relationship later. I was not there booked as Dickie Wabash. I was there as the creative director of MadBash Studios, setting up at my merch table.
A vendor table.
Funny story about our merchandise. A can of Venom exploded inside of my car, and I am still cleaning it up.
Jesus, Dickie.
Hey, I'm blaming Lil Logan Madrox because
Did you ever clean up the beer out of your freezer?
Sure didn't. Lazy, brother. I've been lazy. So I tell you, because you were still very skeptical.
Very.
And I tell you, I'm like, let's just see. And listen, I'm just going to say this, hear about the full experience on paid show. I'm not here to talk about my experience at the New Wave. That's not what this conversation's about. This is about something else. But if you want to hear the full rundown of my experience, of Jason Levi's experience at New Wave Pro, listen to paid show. We'll get into that more.
Jason Levi on paid show?
I actually thought about it, to be honest with you. Yeah, we may get him on at some point. So under new management, guess who the first person I see when I walked in was?
Old management.
Oh, I'm leaving in 10 minutes. I'm not going to be here much longer. He left right before doors open and came back right before main event. It's not new management. People, open your fucking eyes. Just because you add a couple of people to the management doesn't mean it's new management. It's
like those cheap ass hotels you drive by every other month are under new management.
And it's just like they gave it to the Sun or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like they yeah. So hear about my experience. I'll just leave you with this. One of the most miserable experiences I've had at a wrestling show, simply because there was no air conditioning in this goddamn building.
Seriously?
Oh, it was terrible. It was miserable. Be glad you didn't go. So here's the question. Dickie Wabash, Josh Thomas, has been very vocal about his displeasure with New Wave Pro. Is he a hypocrite for going and setting up a vendor's table?
Yes.
Call me a hypocrite, because at the end of the day, I went and set up a vendor's table and I made money. Not as much as CM Punk made for Saudi Arabia, but the point is that Punk apology, I feel like was very empty.
Empty and forward.
Because he kind of had to do it because he had no other choice. This is not an apology. I stand by shit that I've said, okay? I stand by it. But what I'm saying here is that if you want to call me a hypocrite because of me going and setting up a vendor's table, go right ahead. It is what it is, and I gave something a second. Actually, this was probably the fourth chance I've given that company, and nothing impressed me about it. And you can hear more about that on Paidski, but it's definitely a story to tell. I've got permission from a couple people, one person specifically, to tell their story because it's not my story to tell. And I was like, hey, can I tell? And they're like, yeah, sure. Go right ahead. It's just, I'll leave you with this. Don't expect your company to succeed if you are being taken advantage of by someone who is just using your money to play with his wrestling figures. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'll say with that.
Seems to be working for Tony Khan, though.
Tony Khan is the one exception, but he's using his own money. He's not taking it. Well, he's using his dad's money. His dad's money. Sorry. All right. Michael Madrox, how do you feel now about jumping in? We talked a lot about it. We talked about CM Punk going over to Saudi Arabia. Let's talk about the show.
Yeah, let's not talk about the show because I'm over the show. You know why I'm over the show?
Why?
Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles got pulled.
Yeah. It did.
Imagine that slaughtering you would have got if I got both those guys on there.
Yeah. So did you watch the show? First of all, let's get it out of the way. Did you watch the show?
Most of it, yes.
Yeah, I skimmed through it.
That's exactly what I did.
Just enough to get the key points, so that I could tally up our
forgot
points.
It started at like 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah. I watched Cody and Randy was a fucking banger. It was so good. I also really liked the street fight with Rhea and Raquel. Those were the only two matches I got to see in full.
Did you like the court or the Roxanne Perez trash can spot though?
Oh yeah, it was great.
Okay.
It was great.
Just making sure.
Oh yeah, of course.
A lot of people are on the internet are saying that was too cartoony. And I'm like, that was so original.
No. Why? People need to just shut up and let fucking slapstick shit happen because it just needs to be that way sometimes. It doesn't need to be a deathly fucking fight. What do you think of Judgment Day having all the gold now though, brother? That's pretty fucking dope. That's pretty fucking dope. Especially
I hope they actually push them this time though with it. Because last time they had all the gold, they just were stagnant for so long.
Yeah. So I think it was Sam Roberts was talking about how Judgment Day is one of those groups that when you think they're down and out, they somehow come back. Yeah, they come back, and they've had so many they're gone, and now they're back up again, and then they're down here, then they're back up again. But enough delay. Let's get into Night of Champions. All right. Now, you know the score because I told you.
I completely forgot it, so I'm going to act surprised.
Congratulations, brother. You got your first victory.
Let me guess, see if I remember this correct. 115?
You got 115 points.
Yes, sir.
To my 85.
Every year, dude, Saudi's good to me.
It is. So what won you this ultimately is I only had 4 people appear, you had 7. So unless I'm missing someone, I'm pretty sound on who was there and who wasn't. That's the score, 115 to 85. Let's break down the top scorers for each team. Who do you think my top scorer was? It's pretty
John
simple.
Cena.
It was John Cena coming in at 45, which is the max amount of points that you can get, of course. Your max scorer, Cody Rhodes, at 35 points. Mostly it's because he won the King of the Ring.
Yes.
He got an additional 15 points because he won King of the Ring. My lowest, I mean, of course, someone not doing zero, obviously I had some zeros. My lowest amount of points came from Seth Rollins, who got 5 because he appeared on screen. And you had Braun Breaker, Tiffany Stratton, and Penta, who appeared on screen, but we didn't see them. So here's my question to you, though, because I didn't see it. You told me, did you see the Tiffany Stratton appearance? Was Tiffany Stratton physically on camera?
Yeah.
Or was it a flashback?
She was physically on camera with the Tiffany's here.
Then that counts.
You can go to the 434 on Facebook. That's where I saw it because I missed it watching it.
Is that where you know what? That's actually where I get a lot of my backup. Like I watched the show and then like in case I missed anything, I'll like go to one of those they're not really dirt sheets or anything, but like I'll go to one of those pages and then see if I missed anything
I
important.
can just celebrate now that Killer Cross finally got me some points.
He did. He lost you points. Or no, he lost his match, but he still got you points. Here is my question to you now, though. How pissed off are you? And I know you are. Jacob Fatu dropped the United States Championship.
Oh, dude, that pissed me the fuck off.
Oh, my God. And neither one of us have Solo Sikoa.
No.
Neither one of us.
I did last year.
No, I did. You're wrong. Whenever Rhea got hurt, I picked up Solo.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So this was pretty eventful for Team Dickie, actually, because Rhea Ripley scored her first points, got me on the board with 20. Randy, so this is where I had a feeling. I said, this King of the Ring is going to determine who wins this, because I had Randy Orton and you had Cody.
Yeah.
Now, let me actually look and check here and see what the difference would have been had Randy Orton won King of the Ring and Cody lost. I would have won. I would have absolutely won.
Okay, now what would be the difference if I had my Intercontinental title match?
Oh God, we don't even want to get there. That would have been
Yeah, we do, baby.
That would have been 15, 30. That would have been 60, and then whoever won, that would have been another 20. So you would have been sitting at 80 points because one of them would have been. No, that's wrong. Let me do my math here. 1, 10. So one of them would have gotten you 20 points because they lost a championship match.
Yep.
So let's just say for the sake of this, Dominic Mysterio won. That would have blah blah blah. That would have been a win in a title match, and it would have been a title win and defense. So that would have been another 40. You would have been sitting at, let me fix it now so that we know. If you had your title match, it would have been 175 to 85.
I would have doubled your ass again in Saudi.
Essentially, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So, yeah, brother, it was a loss, of course, but it wasn't. I wouldn't consider this a blowout.
No.
A blowout, what I consider is like what you did to me at Bash in Berlin last year. That was a blowout. It was like 300 to like 7 or something.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. But yeah, man. Here's the thing though. Let's look at overall points. Overall, Team Dickie is still leading with 455 points to 370 points. So you're catching up, man. You're less than 100. You're less than 100.
I'm one Intercontinental title match away, brother.
If you would have had that Intercontinental title match, it would have been very different. But that's what's crazy about these, man, is that you never know when something is going to happen like that. Like what makes this so hard is Finn Balor is now one of the world tag team champions.
Yes.
Cool. But he won it. He won it on a Raw. God damn it. Couldn't have won it on a pay-per-view or on a PLE. Come on.
No bonus points for you.
No. But here's my question to you, and not to give away any plans. As you know, after SummerSlam, we do the supplemental draft where we pick free agency. We're able to drop one person, and then we can pick up 3 more. You don't have to drop, but if you want to, you can. What you thinking, brother? Are you starting to maybe kind of piece together? And I know we're a little bit away from SummerSlam, not much longer, but you're starting to kind of look at the way things are playing out and thinking who you might want to drop, who you might want to pick up.
I think by the end of SummerSlam, we're going to have a solid layout to Survivor Series.
Okay.
And I think whoever they're going to put in Survivor Series that's in that free agency is who I'm going to go after. Because if they say with the same trend as last year, everyone after Survivor Series got those main event pushes all the way to the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Let's look at who's available. I mean,
Bronson Reed.
No one has Bronson Reed.
LA Knight.
No one has LA Knight. No one has Solo.
Big Jim.
No one has Jimmy Uso. No one has Bailey. No one has. I have Roman Reigns, actually. Yep, I have Roman Reigns. There was another name that came up today, and I was like, oh, fuck, neither one of us have him. And who was it?
Chad Gable.
Remember. Well, Chad Gable's out with
El Grande Americano.
Yeah. You mean Ludwig Kaiser? Yeah, there's some real heavy hitters out there that neither one of us have. And you know,
Goldberg, bro.
No one has Jade. No one has Nia. No one has like I said, Bailey. No one has Roxanne Perez. No one has Raquel. No one has Liv Morgan. And what's going to be really telling is when Evolution comes around, that's going to be a weird one because I've got Becky, Lyra, Io, and you've only got Tiffany.
Yeah.
So, I mean, by default, you would assume I'm winning Evolution. You would assume. Unless what? Don't do this to me.
I'm just saying, title matches, your people could just be featured on camera. There could be an injury before then. There's so many what
do this shit to me.
There's so many what ifs, brother.
Don't do this shit to me. Yeah, so that's what's making me look at this kind of sideways of like, ooh, Evolution is going to be a pretty big one. What is the next?
AJ Styles might break his ankle on Raw, and I might have to draft Nikki Bella.
You can look,
but you can't touch.
You can't touch. So it's looking like here, according to the Wikipedia, the next PLE that we have to look forward to is in fact, it's the Great American Bash, which is NXT. So I'm going to be getting points for Oba. You're probably going to be getting points for Ricky Saints.
Championship points.
Champion. Well, no, he's not a champion anymore. Remember, he dropped it.
No, he's going to win.
They haven't announced a match yet. So yeah, the next one is Great American Bash, and then right after that is Evolution on July 13th, and then August 2nd and 3rd is going to be SummerSlam. So we've got a month. We've got a month to see how this is going to play out.
Don't we have Clash at the Castle before that too?
No, Clash in Paris is after. It's on August 31st.
Oh, okay.
And then there's no PLE announced for September. And then Crown Jewel is in Australia. And then November 29th, we have War Games. And we're going to see how that all plays out. So Great American Bash, Evolution, they're the ones leading into SummerSlam, which SummerSlam is going to be our big turning point.
Yep.
Where we are starting to figure out who we going to be picking up. And here's what a lot of people need to remember right now. Michael Madrox has that first pick.
Yep.
Michael Madrox has that first pick because I got the first pick in the draft. You get the first pick in free agency. See which direction you decide to go.
Can I go ahead out here on a limb and say my first draft pick is not going to be Michael Cole?
So let's continue with some stats, man. Let's continue with some stats here. Of course, my lowest performer was Seth Rollins with 5. You had Breaker, Tiffany, and Penta with 5. Wait a minute. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I thought I had some numbers in some wrong columns. Karrion Kross netted you 15 points. 30 points went to Punk because of the main event title match. And then of course 35 points. Cody was your top person there. My top performer, of course, was John Cena with 45. Then we had Rhea came in with 20. Randy came in with 15. And that's it. Other than the Seth Rollins 5. But if we look at the overall of it, you and I both actually have 2 people that have yet to get us points.
Who are they? Ricky Saints?
No, you got points from Ricky, brother.
Oh.
Yeah, he appeared on screen at Battleground.
Oh, yeah,
he did. So far for me, Io Sky has not provided points, and Roman Reigns has not provided points. For you, Tiffany Stratton. Oh, hang on. She has actually. Okay, so that brings the overall to 375. My fault. So far, AJ Styles is the only one that has not provided you points. So you've had 1, I've had 2. But yeah.
Stupid Intercontinental title match.
So now the overall points are 455 to 375. My fault. I forgot to add Tiffany Stratton to the overall points. So neck and neck, brother. Neck and neck. You are less than 100 from me.
Mm-hmm.
How's that make you feel? Does it make you really want it?
I already know I won.
You're shooting your shot. Or
I already know I won, brother.
You're calling your shot. Okay. I don't know, man. I think I'm going to pop off here in the back half. I think after SummerSlam, I think that midpoint, I think that that's really going to make me look at some free agency. I already
I think the free agency is going to be what saves you if you do win.
I don't know. That's pretty tough to say considering that I'm still in the lead.
And you're going to lose your moneymaker here soon, though, brother.
Cena?
Yeah.
I said from the beginning, that my 2 biggest mistakes were my number 1 and my number 2 pick. Jey Uso at number 1 and then Cena at number 2. I mean, in theory, those are good picks, but then Jey Uso dropped the world title. The one saving grace I have to that is that he didn't drop to Gunther on a PLE, because that would have sucked. So far, my top performer is John Cena with 125 points. He's my moneymaker. If you take him out of it, then I'm definitely not winning currently. And then
so here's the question. Do you think Cena's going to keep the championship until his last match? Or do you think he's going to drop it before to continue to start a last feud run?
That's a good question. I don't know. So your top performer has been Dirty Dominic Mysterio, by the way, 80 points. Cody Rhodes is close behind with 75. Then right behind him with 65 is the Samoan werewolf, all gas, no brakes, Jacob Fatu. I can't roll my tongue.
Yeah,
So I got Cena at 125, and then at 60, I've got Lyra. At 60, I've got Becky. And then at 45, I've got Randall. So Cena's my moneymaker for sure. Cena's absolutely my moneymaker. Losing him is going to be a tough ski. That's going to be a tough ski. But all right, Madrox, what do you say that we hop into Paid Show?
Sounds good. I feel like the people listening right now should go over to Patreon and subscribe so they can hear this Paid Show, because it's going to be all gloves off and very fun.
It's not going to be a rant show. Don't worry. It's just going to be a conversation. But all right, as Michael Madrox said, patreon.com/MadBash Studios. Help keep the microphones on and the envelopes full. You can, of course, find me on Instagram at DWobs Card Shop. Michael Madrox, the word 1, and then the numbers 900-909-9900. For those of you that are on the Patreon, you can listen to us on Paid Show. But for everybody else, we will see you down the road on some form of content.